Lion dancing dates back to the Tang Dynasty in China. It was really meant to ward off the evil spirits and welcome the good ones. I am a 20-something-year-old millennial, but I still hold this piece of tradition. Grab 3 rings and make 3 lines. I was born and raised in Chinatown. We do have a lot of the Chinese traditions that they've come over and carried on and passed on to us. Lion dancing is really important to Chinatown because it is a traditional sport. It's something that a lot of people do come out and they celebrate around Chinese New Year. Typically includes at least 2 people per set. In a lion, you'll have somebody who plays the lion head and then somebody who plays the tail. When you first come in, you walk through the door, you can't just pick up a lion head. It takes about a year for you to be able to work your way up to that level. Kung Fu is the foundation of lion dance. Their stances and their leg work is extremely important. We're having you train in your footwork and your stances, making sure that you're strong enough to physically hold yourself through a routine, but also a lion head, because a lion head is heavy. It's typically anywhere between 15 to 30 pounds. Typically, we teach different routines for each of the lions, just because you never know which one you're going to play. You can see us lion dancing in the streets. Any time where there is a community event, we'll usually partake in them. In Chinatown, a lot of people are familiar with lion dancing and they get really pumped and excited for it. So just the energy and the atmosphere for me is 10 times better. It's really important for all of us that we are educated about lion dancing and we do carry it on, just because it is kind of a lost art here in America. For me, when I do have children one day, I would like to pass that on to them as well. I think it's really important. I think it's what makes our family our family.
And I've always had that inner fire in me, like I gotta prove them wrong, you know? That comes from, I think, my hip-hop spirit a little bit. I'm not gonna wait for that mic to be passed to me. I have to, like, grab it. My name is Jonathan Park, also known as Dumbfounded, a rapper based out of Los Angeles, California. I grew up in front of the television, you know? My whole personality is based off of, like, sitcoms from the 90s, you know? I started having interest in entertainment. It started getting a little discouraging because I wouldn't see anybody on television or films that looked like me. And that's when I started to be going a little bit more aggressive with everything I do.
Yeah, daddy was a G, granddaddy was a G too. They ain't never bang.
When I started hopping on stages and when I got a microphone, I wanted to be loud and I wanted to be heard and I wanted to be outlandish and say crazy stuff, you know? And that's kind of what built this confidence in me to pursue rap and rap the things that I want to talk about, yeah. You took me as safe. So the song and music video, Safe, is pretty much my response to the whitewashing of Asians in Hollywood or any minority in the entertainment industry. And I wanted to kind of come at it aggressively on the song that, no, we aren't, you know, the model minority. We have things to say, and you're gonna hear a rebuttal if you attack us. Growing up with a very traditional Korean American family in the household, being involved in music and arts, that was a rare thing at the time for Asian parents to accept. When they turned on the television and saw no Asians on TV, they were like, there's no money in this, you know what I mean? But growing up in Koreatown gave me tons of confidence. Confidence of who I am as a person, being strong Korean American, without feeling like an outsider. And that's a responsibility on its own, to take that influence around me and translate it into my art and share these stories of my people all across, you know?
Hula is the language of the heart, and therefore the heartbeat of the Hawaiian people. And we tell our dancers, everything needs to dance. Your hair, your toenail, your eyelashes, it needs to dance. Within 3 days, the competition tickets are sold out. Those tickets are like gold. They only bring the best of the best, and so we're very honored to be able to participate. The most prestigious part of Merrie Monarch is the Miss Aloha Hula competition, which is the women's solo competition. 12 halaus are allowed to choose their very best dancer. Our contestant this year is Kaylee Kaiulani Carr. Kaiulani is a professional hula dancer, and we chose her for many different reasons. We wanted her to grow, not just a dancer, but as a person.
One of my favorite parts about Merrie Monarch Week is that we go to Kilauea to pay respects to Pele, who is the fire goddess, the goddess of creation. And it really puts into perspective where you are in this world and in this hula journey.
I've wanted to be in Merrie Monarch since I was a little kid. There was a lot of times where I thought it would never happen for me, but pretty much most of my hula journey has been working towards this moment, which is tomorrow.
Professionally, I've been doing it since 2009. There's a difference between dancing hula in a halau and dancing hula professionally. Dancing for the tourists is like American Chinese and not the authentic Chinese food.
At hotels, here's what you'll see. Beautiful men and women, brightly colored hair pieces and leis, which are all plastic, but you won't see the skill. You won't see the love that you would at the Merrie Monarch Festival.
For Merrie Monarch, we practice every day for, I would say, 3 to 4 months. They're intense.
Can we try to end one more time? Why are you guys waiting? Invitation, you need an invitation. Come on, you guys, get your head game on.
The biggest misconception about hula is that it's easy. All hula dancers, and you can quote me on this, have bad knees. All of them.
So when you see a beautiful hula dancer that's gliding across the stage, she's hurting. She's hurting really bad because nobody walks around with bent knees, 6 inches off the ground.
Blisters, you get blisters on your feet.
Every single part of your body needs to work. You should be gasping for air, but you can't. You need to look exactly the same as when you first started.
If you can bend your knees and sway your hips and have this upper body carriage that's really upright, but make it look effortless, that's a true hula dancer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Miss Aloha Hula competition. Kaylee Kaiulani Carr.
If I gave the performance of a lifetime, if I gave everything I had to that one performance, those 14 minutes up there, just me, I've already won. You're just the vessel for all of these people that came before you, for all of the knowledge that you have, and it's your responsibility to share that. It's your responsibility to perpetuate. But it would be so nice to hear my name being called.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Aloha Hula for 2016, Kaylee Kaiulani Carr.
I don't dance hula just to be a Miss Aloha Hula. I do it because I love it. And I can't explain to you why I do. I think it's something you're just born with.
What if I told you some of the best Indian food in LA is next to this busy highway, at a gas station, inside a convenience store? This guy certainly likes it. Let's see how this plate of Indian burritos ended up near the Dorito aisle. At the Bombay Frankie Company, you'll find Hiram and his staff making Indian food at a gas station. Hiram, care to explain?
Okay. The reason why we chose this particular gas station is because our family is actually in the gas station and convenience store business. We had the space freed for quite a while, and we thought, well, what a great launch pad. Traditionally, what you might find is unhealthy, non-fresh fare, and when you're coming across something that's not only fresh, but is true to the most raw ingredients. So when we start with that completely off-the-wall pairing, you're going to be starting from a really low point, so all you can go is high and higher, and we're trying to just set the bar really high.
Since they've opened, the Bombay Frankie Company has received both critical and commercial success.
Definitely, our most popular item is the Frankie. In Bombay, sometimes it can be a rolled up sandwich, sometimes it can be an enclosed sandwich. What we try to do is make it ultimately relatable to the LA market and make it really similar to a burrito. It's one of the best things you've ever tried. People say never mix business with friends or family. I say don't knock it until you try it. The key members of the Bombay Frankie Company is my sister Priyanka.
Please hold.
Our esteemed chef, Mr. Kamaljit Singh, and our staff. Having someone come in for the first time who's never tried Indian food and are completely engulfed by the experience, they truly realize that not only is it Indian food coming from a gas station and being served in a gas station, but that they would try it elsewhere. So by preserving traditional ingredients, traditional preparations, traditional recipes, we're staying true to not only ourselves, but the region of the food for which we serve. And we want to make sure that you're leaving feeling like you got the true experience.
There are countless Chinatowns all over the world, and New York boasts one of the most famous, full of cheap produce, fish markets, and of course, a plethora of Chinese food. But if you hop on the 1 train, take it to the Upper West Side, you'll find a Chinese restaurant like no other, where half the menu is something else.
Chuleta, chicharrones, ropa vieja, tostones, arroz y frijol.
This is La Caridad 78, New York's last Cuban Chinese restaurant.
Comida china y criolla.
Criolla. How did this unlikely culinary duo come to be? That's a great question. Enter Sam Lee.
Sorry, my wife. When my father came over here, he started like his own restaurant with Cuban spices and also the Chinese food mixed together.
Hundreds of thousands of Chinese came to Cuba in the 19th and early 20th century, establishing a strong presence on the island. But when Castro came to power, most Chinese immigrants like Sam's father left, many of them coming to the US. And thus, Cuban Chinese food was born.
I would say La Caridad restaurant is not a restaurant. It's a kitchen for Upper West Siders. We have oxtail, ropa vieja, which is like a shredded beef. At the same time, we serve Chinese food, either cooked from, mainly from China, and they learn the trade when they got here, and they become very good.
So are there any Cuban-born workers left?
I still have one Cuban worker working for me.
Me tienen haciendo a mí comiendo mierda aquí. My name is Antonio Wong. I work in La Caridad. I started in 1986. I'm born in Havana, Cuba in 1951. I'm the last Cuban working the restaurant.
While Cuban Chinese culture is fading, La Caridad is a snapshot of a strange moment in time where two vastly different cultures merged together.
The Cuban Chinese people getting older, and they don't have any younger people to take over. I myself feel like I owe my father, who started this restaurant, So I want to try to make sure that I carry on the tradition for him.